episode from coming from the Azores. Our rudder position sensor failed for our autopilot. Luckily, the system actually does a virtual rudder feedback setup, and so we were able to carry on without it. It's not as precise as what it is with the information coming in, but we were able to make our way here, and when we got here, it was now time to fix it, because we do appreciate the precision of having that rudder information fed into the autopilot. So it was important to get that reinstalled. While in Crosshaven, we pulled out the old one yesterday, and today installed one that I had lying around.
So that black line right there is our rudder position sensor. Something in it's not working. Don't know what it is. So now it's going to be going through with the multimeter and check to see what readings I'm getting for resistance, and see if I can figure it out. In this pile right here, this is the box that kind of reads the information from this, which is an analog signal, and I think it digitizes it in there. Not 100% sure on that, but again, I'm just going to be looking for loose connections at this point and playing along with the multimeter.
Anyone need a 3/8" Dyneema?
You got a bit of it.
Got just a little bit of it. It was on sale, $50 for 300 feet, I think.
Yeah.
Defender had it. Ridiculous. So bought a bunch of that. Gave up completely on the rudder position sensor that was already installed. Thanks to my pack rat type style, we actually had a spare rudder position sensor stored away. It was something that I anticipated selling. I bought it probably 6 years ago. Anticipated selling, but never actually sold it on eBay. So luckily it was stored away, way in the bilge. But pulled it out, got it mounted here. It is a little bit different of a setup, so instead of like a linear type setup, this is a regular one that you would see mostly installed on like quadrants, more conventional for a sailboat, on the quadrant steering setup. So that is mounted here. All it basically took was putting in a little tab, mounting and tapping that into place, putting this upside down in here, and wiring it into place. So actually pretty simple install. Again, it was really paid by being a pack rat and having all this stuff aboard.
And I don't know if you've noticed Matt's attire versus mine. He's only just in a sweatshirt and sweatpants. I've got the full gear on, a hat. It was a little breezy when we got out of the harbor. We unfortunately had some wind against current and it was quite choppy. Just got ourselves into calmer water, but if we kind of ride along the coast, which good thing we are traveling in daylight today, yeah, it's a beautiful day out. So gonna crank up some tunes, drink my cup of warma, and just watch the beautiful Irish coastline go by. After lunch, I went down to take a nap last night. We went to this local guy, Justin's house. He invited us over and another family over for dinner. And we were up until about 1 o'clock in the morning drinking wine and having a great time, but didn't leave us in the best set of feelings to go sailing today, so we both had to kind of take it easy. But woke up from my nap just a little bit ago, and the skies have turned pretty gray. And we've lost all of our wind, so just before Matt went down to take his nap, we put out the spinnaker pole. And we're actually not doing too bad considering. Right now the wind is around 6 knots, and we're still going about 3.5 downwind. So it's looking like we won't get in there till about 1 a.m., but that's okay because that's when the tides shift to let us in. So I guess for right now I'll just be thankful that it's not so cold with those. It was only like 11, 12 knot winds before, but when they were blowing off the water, it was really, really cold in here. So just wait till Matt gets up and then we'll make some warm dinner and I guess enjoy like the longest sunsets ever here. Because the sun sets at 9:45, but just like the whole show takes hours, so still can't complain and looking forward to seeing Waterford. I was gonna try and enjoy the rest of my evening out here in the cockpit getting some fresh air. It's not so bad with the winds dying down, but looking behind me, looks like there's a huge storm on the horizon about to come our way, so might be running down below and waiting that out. So hopefully, well, yeah, it should definitely pass us before we get there. We have 5 hours left still, so. But there's also these really cool mountains behind me here, so I was just trying to get as much of those in as possible, but cloud cover's coming. It's not turning into the most gorgeous night. But the good news is there's nice days to come. Storm is starting to come upon us now, and once it got here, it really doesn't seem as bad as it looked in the distance, but it is starting to sprinkle and the winds are picking up a little bit, so time to go in, shut up the hatches, stay warm. But there is something else on the horizon on our starboard port, which looks like it could be pretty nasty, so looks like I'm going to have that to watch out for as well. I was just looking at our phone while Matt was sleeping to check the weather for the next few days, not for sailing. I don't think we can go anywhere, but just general temperatures. And he didn't like the forecast coming up, especially the nightly lows.
It's going to be cold.
It's going to be very cold.
Well, cold for us at least. We still haven't acclimatized to this area. And we don't have the heater installed yet. So I think we'll end up probably spending one night at the anchorage. Then run into a marina where we can plug in a little electric heater we have. It's all for Georgie. It's not for us.
Oh.
But we are perfectly fine. It's the cat that gets cold, so.
And she's our main concern.
She is our main concern. So that's all we're doing it for Georgie.
Gotta keep that cat happy. Never know when she's just gonna run off the boat because she's tired of it. Right, Georgie girl? Are you missing tropical life? Watching position as we come into the harbor. And wind got down to 3 knots, so the engine went on. So I figured this is a good place to stay and watch. There's, I think, like crab pods or some kind of buoys in the water. So I want to try and keep an eye out for those, but mostly just trying to stay warm out here. Distance there you can kind of see the lighthouse going on and off. That is where we are headed. About 6 miles left. to give Matt a nice high five because we actually made it tonight, but first thing he did was strip off all his foul weather gear and start brushing his teeth. I think he's pretty excited to get into bed. Our approach into Waterford didn't quite work out as we originally planned. We thought that we'd be getting in around like 9 or 10, right around sunset, direct route into a big anchorage, but it turns out the swells were just coming in too strong and we wouldn't be able to stay there. So then we had to go, I don't know, 6 miles up the river in pitch black. But the good thing is we have well-marked charts and the buoys were very easy to read. So it is now 1 o'clock in the morning and the anchor is down. And we are both very ready for bed. But tomorrow I think we're moving to the marina in Waterford, we'll see. But we'll definitely check in the morning once things lighten up. And just assess our spot a little bit more, but it looks like it's going to be a really cute spot, so I am excited to see it in the light. But right now I think I'm going to follow suit. I'm going to brush my teeth and jump into bed. Our intent had been to leave when we woke up in the morning, but then we realized it was the first time we had been at anchor in over 9 months. And we missed the peacefulness of it. So even though it was cold and we all needed to stay quite bundled up, we decided to spend one more night and enjoy our surroundings for a little longer. Early start to our day today as we make the last 6 to 7 miles to the town of Waterford so we can get ourselves plugged into a marina and warm up. We got down to 45 last night, so pretty chilly. Georgie deserves some heat. And there's some very, very pretty countryside around here, but I think we're just about to turn the bend into industrial, but from what I can see, the town looks pretty cute too. And if they have slips available, we'll be berthed up like right next to the city center, so that will be cool too, but just gonna enjoy the ride, enjoy the green hills and the cows. There's cows. We got into the marina safely and we are all checked in now. And it's a good thing we arrived when we did. We timed it to try and be as close to slack tide as possible, and it just turned 45 minutes ago, and it is strong. You should just see it like running next to our boat. We talked to the guy that works here when we were checking in, and he said that, you know, like it was just starting. It's actually going to get a lot worse, and it can get up to 7 knots in here sometimes. So glad that we are in the end of a dock. We're facing out, so when we do go to leave in a few days, hopefully we just untie the lines and we'll be pushed out the direction we want to come. But we are very excited to be in Waterford. It is actually the oldest settled city in Ireland. The Vikings landed here, and there's a big kind of like history, too far now, We walked by this really cool tower founded in 1093 by one of the Vikings, and we're told that there's just a bunch of history around here, great museums. So we'll have to spend the next few days checking that out. But we got the heater plugged in, so hopefully Georgie's gonna be warm and happy. Just had our hot coffee, and now I think we're gonna be off to a hot shower. George, you really see the swamp? Hi. First time you've been outside in a while, isn't it? Snacking on cheese.
Cheddar. I miss cheddar so much. Portugal, you have wonderful cheese, but you don't have cheddar
Well,
for
this
some
is
reason.
very sharp.
Oh my gosh. Good thing about northern climates. Hey.
Georgie found out you had cheese. Braving the cold for cheese.
You miss cheddar too, didn't you?
Thank you for watching our journey across Ireland. Hit the subscribe button and bell to be notified of new episodes. And if you would like to support production and get extras, sign up to become a patron today.